I'm not going to BS you. The Joe Biden document story is getting worse and worse. But in Joe Biden's defense, like he needs one, he's actually cooperating with federal investigators. He's actually doing what he's supposed to be doing, cooperating. And the DOJ has appointed a Trump appointed, well, let me put it this way, a Trump supporting special counsel to look into this. Now, Joe Biden is cooperating. Donald Trump, on the other hand, isn't cooperating at all. And more, even now, with all this going on, he is beginning to look like a very guilty person. Even after this situation, which I find very suspect, Donald Trump is still looking like a guilty man. Case in point, his post on Truth Social. Now, this is stemming from an interview with Fox News contributor Karl Rove, who said pretty much the same thing I just told you right there. But Donald Trump, being the egotistical idiot that he is, has to voice his opinion. Now, this is what he says on Truth Social. Karl Rove was, as usual, wrong when he stated that the then VP Biden's highly confidential papers, which were in his office for many, many years, were in any way similar to the Secret Service guarded and otherwise very secure Mar-a-Lago papers. Biden was not president then, had no power to declassify, and came under the very tough Federal Records Act. I came under the much more generous Presidential Records Act, was having productive discussions with radical left NARA, and did everything right. A giant scam. Biden's documents were highly confidential. Many pertain to Ukraine, where Hunter was ranking in the dough and funded by China, which gave $55 million to Biden through Penn and probably had easy access. Was the old cow's boss, China-loving Coco Chow, involved? Just asking. You just can't keep your mouth shut, can you, Trump? You just can't. I mean, it feels like this has nothing to do with you. Oh, well, you want to crow about it. You want to say he did it all. Why aren't you going after him? Because Trump, Joe Biden is actually cooperating with federal authorities. You lied under oath to federal authorities, and when the NARA and the National Archives asked you to give the documents back, you said repeatedly said no. Your lawyers repeatedly said no. That's why the FBI raided your house, you moron, to find out where the documents were. And the thing about all of this is, Trump, you got your own problems to worry about without trying to interject your own BS over what Joe Biden has done. And of course, this statement is full of lies, conspiracy theories, and straight up racism. That Coco thing, obviously talking about Mitch McConnell's wife. Seriously? Seriously? You know, I tried to walk away from this, Trump. I tried to just let the process go on and say basically let it go. Unfortunately, I can't because you just don't know when to keep your mouth shut. Every step of the way, you have acted like a guilty man through all of this. Your lawyers, who are probably going to be disbarred at some point, act like guilty people through all of this. And I just received word that the Trump camp has just received another subpoena from the DOJ concerning January 6th. So you're not out of the woods on that yet. If it's not the documents that's going to do you, it's going to be January 6th. If it's not the January 6th, this is going to do you, it's going to be the documents. If it isn't the documents or January 6th, it may be your taxes. If it's not one of those three things, it's going to be something, Trump. It's time for you to get your head out of your ass and start letting the process go through. Joe Biden is actually doing what he needs to do. He's letting the process go through and he's being investigated. Go ahead. I got nothing to hide. What I did was stupid, yes. But it wasn't wrong, and I didn't, well, it was wrong, but I didn't do anything destructive. You, on the other hand, did everything wrong. You didn't hide them, you didn't secure them, you lied through your teeth about them, and you didn't refuse to cooperate. All of that, all of that are signs of guilt of a guilty man. All of it, Trump. Now, so before you and your MAGA freaks try to wet your pants saying, oh my God, we got him, we got him, we got him, we got him, we got that motherfucker Biden, we got Biden. Before you start screaming that off, maybe you need to turn around and look at yourselves. Because sooner or later, Trump is going to prison one way or another for one thing or another. Now, I don't want to get into the realm of conspiracies, but I find it kind of odd that all this is coming out right after the Republicans, that the MAGA Republicans take the House, not to mention are assigned high-level positions and committees, specifically the Judicial Committee, where Jim Jordan has already made his intentions very, very clear to what he's going to do. I find it very odd that all this is coming out about Biden when he when the MAGA Republicans are in power and are just looking forward, just waiting at the gate to try and take over, take out Biden. Now I don't want to be a conspiracy nut. I'm not. I just find it very, very weird that happened. So I've said before, Trump needs to focus on his own stuff. Because more of what Trump has done is coming out. If it's not going to be about the documents they stored and stole actually from Mar-a-Lago, it's going to be January 6th. One way or another, he's going to be forced to take responsibility for it. And there's nothing that Donald Trump or his MAGA minions, no matter how many times they want to threaten civil war, no matter how many times they want to plan the overthrow of the U.S. government, no matter how many times they want to threaten me personally or message me or any crap like that, it's going to happen. So get yourselves ready for a very cold winter. CTP, know the truth. God bless. Peace to the left, justice to the right.